Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on Disney kind of moving around its Marvel schedule and delaying a number of Disney Plus projects. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So as we all know, Disney is having a little bit of a change around with its Marvel release schedule. Now this is for a number of different reasons. So let's first off go through the news and then we'll get into some of the reasons a little bit later on. So what do we know now? Well, a Hollywood Reporter put out a report just before the Labor Day weekend, because generally if you're going to put some bad news out there, dropping it before a big weekend is always a good idea from corporations. They love to do this, so I was expecting something. So we do know that we're going to be getting Loki on the 6th of October with new episodes dropping every week. That is not changing, that's staying as it was. But originally in November we were going to be getting the entire season of Echo, which is like the spin-off from Hawkeye. That apparently now has been shifted back into January. It's still going to be dropping all at once. No date or anything on this one just yet. I'll be honest, wasn't at all surprised by that. I did feel like it wasn't necessarily needed at that time and it felt a little bit unnecessary, and if you want to spread out that content. Personally not so keen on the dropping it all at once. I would rather they do the weekly release to stretch that out, but we just don't know what's going to happen with that Echo one. So yeah, Echo has now been pushed back to early 2024. We're also going to be seeing the new What If Season 2. That apparently is going to be dropping onto Disney Plus around Christmas time. It was supposed to come out way earlier this year, been pushed back. They're not really going to be like Christmassy themed. I don't know if they're going to be dropping them all at once or weekly. I'm going to guess weekly like they did with the first season. I really enjoyed that show. I thought it was great. I'm looking forward to watching it. So it's, I think that's going to be a good thing to get. Then moving on from there into 2024, as I said, we'll be getting Echo at the beginning, but also in the early part of 2024, we're going to be getting XMen 97, which is an animated series, which is like a revival continuation of the classic 90s series, which you can watch on Disney Plus. One of my favorite cartoons as a kid. Love that show. Also, it's kind of interesting with this show. I think it was supposed to come out in fall because there's so much merchandise hitting stands, and you can buy a load of stuff now with it. So it kind of feels like the merchandise was in place, ready for the show, and now they've had to push it back again. Don't know why. I think this is probably more likely going to be down to just scheduling. They are working on the second season right now of that one as well, so that one's not going anywhere. They're going to be great to see this one. Also, the new Agatha series, which is currently called Agatha Coven of Chaos. Well, that's now been given a brand new name. So once it was Agatha House of Hardness, then it got changed to Coven of Chaos. Now it's going to be called Agatha Darkhold Diaries. So I'm not entirely sure if that's a good idea. It kind of sounds like some kind of romantic reality series you might find on Netflix or Channel 4. But nevertheless, yes, it's going to have a new spin on the name. That one apparently now has been pushed back until fall of 2024 for the Halloween season. Not a huge surprise again. Originally that was supposed to come out this coming fall into early 2024. Basically, they've only just got filmed a couple of months ago, and I suspect they're going to have to do reshoots and stuff like that. So that's obviously been impacted by the actors' strike. But yeah, so that one's been pushed back. So now we know that we're going to be getting Echo and Agatha next year. But there are still some other series that we need to be aware of. For example, Ironheart, which has been completely filmed. We don't know yet if they're going to have to do some more reshoots on that to get that one ready. That one is currently off the schedule. It doesn't mean it's cancelled or anything like that. It's just they haven't got it pinned exactly where they want it. Also, they were in mid-filming on Wonder Man and Daredevil Born Again. So those need to resume filming when the strikes are over. I'm going to guess that they're going to push probably into 2025 because there's a couple of reasons for this why I think this is going to happen. First off, Disney are trying to save money, and one way they can do this is to take what they've got and they can spread it out over a few more years. They can get some more bang for the buck, basically. They can spread that out, and they're not spending money in the next year making a lot more series then. And also we're going to be seeing a lot less. Both Kevin Feige and Bob Iger have spoken in the past about how they're going to be slowing down on the amount of Marvel releases because of a couple of reasons. Again, budget, but also just to give them more time to do the visual effects, better stories, and basically get their eyes back on the target, because they have been all over the place with making too much stuff for phase 4 and 5, and so they're going to be trimming this down a little bit. I also think superhero fatigue is a issue that people are facing. Too much stuff with Marvel, too many shows, too many films, and it's just kind of burnt out audiences. You know, I'm a fan of Marvel stuff, so I don't personally have a problem with this superhero fatigue, but I can definitely see how some people are just like, you know, they've just got a little bit bored of having too much, and so therefore we're seeing them slow out the releases, spread them out a little bit. So whether or not we just get Echo and Agatha next year as the live action ones, don't know. Obviously it depends if they can get Deadpool 3 out along with the new Captain America film. Thunderbolts is set to come out at the end of 2024. I'm personally going to be doubtful if that happens. But again, what they can do is they've obviously got to restart filming on Wonder Man and the Daredevil series. They got to do some reshoots on whatever they're doing, but they also got to film Thunderbolts, so that's obviously going to be a much bigger thing that they want to get done, and any other movies that they're going to be making, like the X-Men, Fantastic Four. So all in all, it's just about reducing the amount of stuff they're putting out there, cutting the costs of what they're doing, but also the actors and the writers' strikes as well are having an impact on all of this. I'm thinking here, you know, we've still got a lot of series coming up, and just spreading them out a little bit more is probably better in the long run. I know a lot of people are just like, well, just release it all now and we can all watch it. If we do that, then we're going to have nothing to watch. I also want to point out with the idea with the Marvels that's coming out in November. Now, I don't think this one's going to be moving now. I think with Echo been booted out the way, it gives them a bit of a good run for the Thanksgiving season. But also with Dune 2 moving out of the premium screens, it means now that the Marvels can get more big premium screens. And I think that's probably better. They've been doing adverts and stuff for it. Hopefully by then, the actors' strike is hopefully over by November, so they can get the actors out there to do some publicity for the movie. I'm really looking forward to watching the Marvels. But yeah, so right now, of the upcoming Marvel schedule for Disney Plus is very different. I was expecting this to happen, you know, when they're talking about slowing things down, you know, you just look at, you know, maybe we hadn't had the actors or the writers' strike, I think we still would have ended up seeing a lot of this stuff kind of coming to a close, and then them just focusing a little bit on movies while they kind of got rid of these series. I remember way back at last year's San Diego Comic-Con when originally they said that we were going to be getting like 5 live action series, 4 films and some animated films in 2023. And I remember at the time saying, that is too many. That is way too many, and looks like, yeah, we're going to be way off that on there, and then going into 2024, it's going to be a lot less. But let me know what you think of all this. Do you agree with these changes? Do you think it's a good idea that they do this? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Later.